Now student, today is the next application of the Gauss theorem. The next application of the Gauss theorem is like this. Field due to uniformly charged infinite plane sheet. Field due to uniformly charged infinite plane sheet. Now the field due to a uniformly charged infinite plane sheet, that diagram it is shown into this board. There is a charge plane. It is maybe a positively charged or maybe it is a negatively charged. Right now in our diagram we are using this charge plane. It is our positively charged. If the charges are positive, then electric field is away from the plane. And if the charge is negative, the electric field is towards the plane. Electric field is towards the plane. To calculate the electric field E due to this charge plane sheet, we are using the which theorem? Gauss theorem. Again, the two equations can be used. First equation, flux phi is equal to vector E dot vector delta S. And another equation, flux phi is equal to Q by epsilon 0. Means what? This whole theory depends upon these two equations. Vector E dot delta S and phi is equal to Q by epsilon 0. By using these two equations, we can derive this answer. Right now, this is our charge plane sheet, in which the surface charge density it is sigma. Charges are uniformly distributed, in which the surface charge density it is what? Sigma, and the charges are uniformly distributed. Charges are uniformly distributed. Well, student, observe this diagram. In this diagram, to calculate the electric field density due to this charge plane sheet, imagine a one Gaussian surface. That Gaussian surface it is called the parallel piped Gaussian surface. It is a parallel piped Gaussian surface. And that parallel piped Gaussian surface it is passing through the plane like this. It is passing through the plane like this. And this parallel pipe it is parallel to the which axis? X axis. Or also we can say that perpendicular axis it is our which one? X axis. X axis is normal to the plane. X axis is normal to the plane. Once again, student, imagine one Gaussian surface. The shape of the Gaussian surface it is our parallel pipe, and that parallel pipe it is to be inserted into this plane. It is to be inserted into the plane like this. So there are two options. First option, imagine a parallel pipe Gaussian surface, or you can imagine a cylindrical surface. There are two options. Right now, according to our textbook, we are imagining a parallel pipe Gaussian surface. Okay? First of all, observe this diagram. These lines are parallel to the x-axis. In this parallel pipe, total there are two sides. These are called the sides of the parallel pipes. So now you can see that electric field lines are linked with the side of the surface. Field lines are passing through the side of the surface. But on the upper surface of this parallel pipe, the field lines are parallel. If the field lines are parallel, then the flux linked with this surface is zero. Field lines are parallel, the flux linked with this surface is not zero. Only the flux is linked with the side of this parallel pipe. Only the flux is linked with the side of this parallel pipe. The area vector of this side of the parallel pipe or area vector of this cross section it is normal to the plane. It is vector A. Again on the other side, area vector is normal to this cross section. It is vector A. So dear student, we can say that vector E, vector A both are in which direction? Same direction. On the right hand side. Vector E, vector A both are in which direction? Same direction. On the which side? Left side. This part it is lying on the negative x-axis and this part is lying on the positive x-axis. But their magnitude are the same. Same. So dear student, in this theory, we can calculate the electric flux only at the cross section of the pipe. But the flux is zero on the parallel part of the pipe. Once again, student, we can calculate the flux only at the cross section of the pipe, but on the other side, the flux is zero. Now the arrangement and the explanation from the diagram it is completed. Now the another things, as shown in figure, sigma is the uniform surface charge density of an infinite plane sheet. Sigma is the uniform surface charge density of an infinite plane sheet. Next one, a rectangular parallel pipe cross section area is A is taken as a Gaussian surface as shown in figure. There is a rectangular parallel pipe of cross section area A is taken as a Gaussian surface. Next one, it is a very clear from the figure that at faces 1 and 2 we can calculate flux. At faces 1 and 2 we can calculate flux, but the field lines are parallel to the other faces, therefore the flux is 0. So in this diagram, this is our phase 1, this is our phase 2. At phase 1, at phase 2 we can calculate flux, but on the other faces the flux is 0 because the field lines are parallel to the faces. Area vector normal to the phase 1 is in the negative x direction. Area vector normal to the phase 2 is in a positive x direction. Once again student, this area vector A at phase 1 it is in a negative x direction. This area vector A at phase 2 it is in a positive x direction. Okay. Therefore the flux on the both faces are equal and their magnitude will be what EA. So that we can say that at phase 1 flux is EA. At phase 2 the flux is also what EA. They are equal in magnitude. Therefore the total flux phi is equal to phi 1 plus phi 2. Phi 1 is equal to EA, phi 2 is equal to EA. EA plus EA it is 2EA. Equation number 1. Now the one flux is completed. Second flux through the Gauss theorem. So that we can say that through the Gauss theorem, by using the Gauss theorem, what is our equation? Flux phi is q by epsilon 0. Now what we equal q? Again q means what? Charge enclosed by the Gaussian surface. How much charge it is enclosed by the Gaussian surface? It is to be shown into this diagram. So this much amount of the charge it is enclosed by the Gaussian surface. And the cross section area it is how much? It is A. So that per unit area the charge is sigma. For a area charge is dash, sigma into A. Once again student, per unit area charge is sigma. For a area charge is dash, sigma into A. So that charge enclosed by the Gaussian surface q is equal to sigma into A. Now from the Gauss law, phi is equal to q by epsilon 0, q is equal to sigma A by epsilon 0, equation number 2. Now from equation number 1 and 2, it is a 2A is equal to sigma A by epsilon 0, 2A is equal to sigma A by epsilon 0. Both the side A cancel. Therefore student the remaining steps are which one? That is E is equal to sigma by 2 epsilon 0. So this is the electric field intensity due to a uniformly charged infinite plane sheet. That is E is equal to sigma by 2 epsilon 0. E is equal to sigma by 2 epsilon 0. It is electric field due to single plane. Now the vector form. That is E is equal to sigma by 2 epsilon 0 into n cap, where n cap is a unit vector normal to the plane going away from it. Or also you can say that n cap is a unit vector in the direction of the electric field E. So sigma is positive, E going away from the plate. Suppose sigma positive, E is going away from the plate, but sigma is negative, E is going towards the plate. Right now in this theory, the sigma is positive, therefore the E is going away from the plate. But suppose the plate is negatively charged, sigma will be negative, the E will be towards the plane or going towards the plane. So the theory, it is about the electric field intensity due to a uniformly charged infinite plane sheet that is given by E is equal to sigma by 2 epsilon 0. And this electric field intensity does not depends upon the distance r, only due to the charged plane. Only this equation, it is independent from the distance r. Okay? Well student, the theory is about the electric field intensity due to a uniformly charged plane sheet. It is completed. We derived an equation that is E is equal to sigma by 2 epsilon 0. Now there is one additional things that is to be used into your competitive exam. So Student, we draw the three diagrams, first diagram, second diagram and third diagram. Into the first diagram, there are two positively charged plates. Into second diagram, there are two negatively charged plates. But into the third diagram, one of the plate is positively charged, second plate is what negatively charged. In every diagram, there is the same question: calculate electric field outside the plate, and between the plate. Calculate the electric field outside the plate and between the plate. And similarly into the third case. So just tell you, if the plate is positively charged, this is our positively charged plate. Electric field is away from the plate. These arrows, it is for this first plate, and this second arrows, it is for the second plate. Right now, this E1, vector E1, it is for the first plate. It is going away from the plate. And now for the second plate, it is again positively charged. Electric field is away from the plate. You can see that this is vector E2. It is your second plate. Now observe the arrows. These two arrows in the same direction, but between the plate they are in an opposite direction. If these two are in the same direction, naturally the resultant electric field is E1 plus E2. Again same direction, E1 plus E2. But opposite direction, it is E1 minus E2. We know very well, student, just studied electric field. E1 is equal to sigma by 2 epsilon 0. E2 is equal to sigma by 2 epsilon 0. So that total electric field 1 by 2, it is plus. So that it is 1. So that E is equal to sigma by epsilon 0. Addition of these two, sigma by epsilon 0. And same answer on this right hand side. It is a E is equal to sigma by epsilon 0 because E1 plus E2. E1 is equal to sigma by 2 epsilon 0. E2 is equal to sigma by 2 epsilon 0. Therefore, total electric field is sigma by epsilon 0. So that we can say that when the both plates are positively charged, then outside the plate, electric field is sigma by epsilon 0. But when both, now between the plate, it is opposite in direction, E1 minus E2. Again, E1 means what? Sigma by 2 epsilon 0. And again, sigma by 2 epsilon 0, both are cancelled. The result electric field between the plate is 0. One answer is completed. Now students, suppose both plates are negatively charged. Both plates are negatively charged. See, this is our negatively charged plate. Surface charge actually minus sigma. Plate is negatively charged. Electric field is towards the plate. Due to this first plate, electric field is towards plate, E1. Due to second plate, electric field is again towards the plate, that is E2. So now again it is the same answer like a previous one. Outside the plate, arrows are same direction. Outside the plate, arrows are same direction. Between the plate, that is opposite direction. So that you can get the same answer. Between the plate, electric field is 0. Outside the plate, electric field is sigma by epsilon 0. Again outside the plate, electric field is sigma by epsilon 0. Okay. Now student, one of the plate is positively charged. Second plate is negatively charged. Due to its positively charged plate, away from the plate, electric field E1. Due to this negatively charged plate, electric field is towards the plane. Now what happened? Answers are reverse. Between the plate, electric field is same direction, E1 plus E2. Outside the plate, opposite direction, E1 minus E2. Opposite direction, E1 minus E2. So that between the plate, electric field is E1 plus E2. Answer will be sigma by epsilon 0. But outside the plate, electric field is 0. Outside the plate, electric field is 0. So this diagram will construct your capacitor. That is your next chapter. Now the resultant of these three cases, when both plates are positively charged, both plates are negatively charged, between the plate electric field 0, outside the plate is sigma by epsilon 0. One plate is positively charged, second plate is negatively charged. Between the plate, sigma by epsilon 0, outside the plate is 0. Okay, now the theory is totally completed.